And we're live. Welcome to another Fury of Dracula game. Unfortunately, we're a bit early, so allow me to introduce my two commentators, Pizzawizard and Wyrmtalon.
Hello.
Hello.
Alright, so
Yeah.
Pizzawizard, this is not your first time here. Wyrmtalon, this is your first time here. Welcome.
Hello. Well, thank you for the welcome.
It's great to be back.
Tonight we have Quincy hunting down JBPhlly.
It's going to be a
And the
fun one.
yep, this is the first game I'm recording of round two.
Yeah.
And
I
both
am.
these players are pretty even. They both won 3 of their games as these sides. Quincy won 3 Hunters, JP won 3 Dracs.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm very definitely interested to see how this goes. I've always kind of thought of Quincy as the maybe quintessential isn't quite the right word, but I've always thought of him as a very solid hunter player, given that maybe his YouTube channel is one of the first ones to start like putting out YouTube theory. When I started playing, those were the videos I like learned to play on. So I've always kind of seen him as a really great hunter player. So I'm curious, but JBPhlly has did great things in a very difficult group. So I'm curious to see if he's again gonna surpass my expectations.
Well, JP has almost doubled the IDS points Quincy got in that round on those 3 wins.
Hmm.
I've played against JP recently, and he did very well against me. That's for sure. I was actually trying to hunt him as well, so
Oh.
So you might
it,
have the edge
it
on
was
telling us what he's doing.
maybe, maybe. We'll see. I'm not always the best at reading these things, but we'll see what we see.
Any guess is a valid guess in this game.
That's definitely true. And sometimes the crazy guesses are right.
Yeah.
And that's what makes for the good video content. When you're like, oh, maybe he's there, he's probably not, and then the hunter discovers him. It's like, oh,
Yep.
bam.
Oh darn, you scouted me on Tuesday.
Uh,
Yeah.
We good.
always the best start for Dracula.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah. Had that happen to me a few games ago.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
with Dark
I
Arrow.
he guessed you day two. Where were you that you got guessed? If you don't mind me asking.
I was in Amsterdam that day. It was my first time trying an
Oh,
Amsterdam start.
a man after my own heart, Met King. I love the Amsterdam start. I really like that stuff now. Good on
Well,
you.
well,
I,
like I
I
said, it was the
prefer
first time
Hamburg.
trying. I thought, throw him off with that. I've never done this before. Okay, you found me. I don't think I'm gonna try this again for a while.
He guessed Amsterdam with his wow.
Not his first guess. He had like a hired scout, Jonathan Harker, and then
Oh,
Jonathan
okay. So
Harker he
he
guessed
guessed
it
this
on.
way. I'm surprised Amsterdam is like one of the top picked spots. I guess he did play against me. Maybe he played against me, saw me do it, and then thought that was like the hip, cool spot.
Well,
I
funny
don't know.
enough, he's what let me catch Pirate Joe early on. Yeah, he
Oh,
started in Edinburgh, and I actually called that on him on like Wednesday with a hired scout.
if you don't mind me asking, Wyrmtalon, all opinions are valid opinions. I'm just curious. Why do you like Hamburg over Amsterdam?
Because Amsterdam's the one that's more commonly searched.
Ah, that's fair. That is fair. It's, some people who shall remain nameless have been using the Amsterdam start, so I suppose that does kind of drive up the spot popularity. Um, it's really fair. I think especially in like earlier tournaments, I think Amsterdam was more of a common thing. I think nowadays I'm not sure if it's quite as common as like Bari or Far East. Or I've
Yeah,
been surprised to see some people starting England, which kind of shocked me. I've always kind of thought England was the gamble, but I guess if the gamble pays off, it's really good.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I definitely would consider England a gamble.
yeah. It's been a while since I've seen an Irish start too. That's another big gamble
Irish.
spot.
The
Yeah,
Irish start. Hmm.
I actually don't think I've played a game that had an Irish start.
Yeah, it's it's just as risky, but if you do it right, you can also start like down in Rome, go to Bari, Mr. or start in Bari, misdirect, go back to Rome or Bari, and then go to the sea and make it look
I,
like you did an Irish start.
I have seen people jump from Bari to Bologna like week one before they get discovered. I've seen I think Warcraft did that in the I think first or second tournament against me, and it just completely bamboozled me because I checked. I think I got like a hard scout, and I checked like Ireland, and I checked like I think it was I checked Cagliari or something. Like I checked a couple spots that I thought, but I just didn't expect Bari Bologna like so early. I was like, if he's in Bari, why is he going across the sea so early? But it bought him so much time, and they had to move people into Ireland to deal with the encounter. It was a whole thing.
I believe you can also misdirect when you're at sea now, so you can like go into Dublin and drop your first vampire into a token, walk out, just drop like a rats or something, go to North Atlantic, and then immediately misdirect it. Now you've got this
Yeah,
one lone encounter no one knows about.
you can definitely misdirect because you can misdirect. I've when I've been landing, sometimes I'll misdirect a space just to leave myself more options. And then if you misdirect the turn before you go to sea, you can obviously misdirect because you have to misdirect before you make your move, so you'll be on land. So you can do. I think you can misdirect any time. So definitely is a good available option.
Yeah, I think misdirect is probably more powerful than wolf form in some cases.
Oh,
Some
that's a bold
cases. I'm not saying
statement.
all cases.
That that
Yeah,
that is quite
in
the
terms of
take.
general power, wolf form will always beat it. But if you play it just right, that misdirect could be make a bigger difference. Again, very situational that statement.
Why don't Mikey, let's go to magical Christmas land right now. What
The
is the
La La Land
situation
I'm living in.
where misdirection does more than a wolf form would? Just like any situation, if you could set up the variables however you want them to be. I mean, I'm curious because I'm trying to think of one and I'm struggling, but
Like I
I
said,
haven't put as much thought into it.
just a misdirect after you go to sea in some one location to hide which port you left from.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's a really,
Yeah,
especially if like your second
like I said,
next spot is within multiple port spots. Like I don't know, it's in like Toulouse or something. You could have gone Marseille or Bordeaux, and then they don't know which sea you've gone to. That is quite good. That's better than
yeah.
I
As
expected.
I said, it's very situational if it's more powerful, but it can be. That's all I said. There are
I don't know
those
if
niche moments.
I think I agree with you that there's moments where it can be really good. I don't know if I'd ever go so far to say it's going to be better, but I think that it's definitely there's moments where it can be very good, more good than we give it credit for, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and of
I
course you could
think
always just wolf form after you misdirect. You could always
that
combine the two,
this is true.
get Reese's.
This this is true.
While we're still waiting, I wanted to wait until we were on the map screen, but I've just my burning love of Amsterdam has I have to defend why I think it's better than Hamburg. And for me, the big reason is that it is not connected by rail to Vienna in four spaces. Because if you're in Hamburg, you can theoretically, or I'm sorry, if you're in Vienna, you can charter carriage or just move twice by rail and get to Hamburg in two moves for sure. Whereas if you're in Amsterdam, you can't charter carriage there in one move, and they can't rail there in two moves unless they can rail and I believe horse, I think, to get there probably, but they have to roll a two on their horse, and then if they're doing that in the first week, it's not a guarantee they'll have a horse on the right person or they'll have their ticket economy sorted out. That's why I like Amsterdam better, and I like that it's closer to the west, which means you can get down to like Strasbourg in wolf form. Whereas if you start in Hamburg and you move out, I think you can also probably get to Strasbourg in that time, but you can't get. I don't really like going east, so I like being further away from the east, where I can kind of have more options going west and south.
I think that's fair. I think that's completely fair.
But I mean, if Amsterdam becomes the meta and then everybody guesses Amsterdam, I think those advantages are it's not as good, right? I think the power of the Amsterdam start is it not getting discovered until the newspaper reports, and then after that point, it's really hard to get to. Kind of why Bari is so good as well, right? Is if Bari gets discovered at the start of day five, it's not impossible, but it's difficult to get people there without movement events in
Yeah,
two moves.
At that point, you're now
that's
burning
true.
resources you may need later.
Exactly. But if it becomes guest a lot, like Bari has become guest a lot, then maybe other we'll have to look for other spots that we haven't considered before because we've had better alternatives.
As you
Like
said,
Well,
Hamburg.
Hamburg
Yeah, like Hamburg.
has many of similar strengths as Amsterdam, but it's not as commonly guessed.
Yes, it is also a port city, so if you're gonna like fog to protect a vampire, you can still do it there. It does allow you to, if you start in Hamburg and then you move towards the hunters, if the two people who are closest to that, presumably Godalming and Mina, are moving towards your encounter, they're leaving the east open for you to go past them into the east theoretically. The problem with that is if they just, I don't know, randomly land on you, like Godalming does, and then Mina can also move on you, and then maybe it's a 2v1 that you don't really want. It's kind of risky in that way.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. There's definitely risk in that.
well, there's risk in a lot of different things. I do kind of like that though. I kind of like that.
I there's generally risk in playing Dracula.
100%. I think
Dracula is risk management simulator.
yeah, you play around what the hunters have been doing. You play around the prompts you can see on the screen. You play around what ally they have in play. For example, if they have Sister Agatha, I think moving towards them in the east is much more risky if they have Sister Agatha than if they have, like, I don't know, Rufus, for example. Um,
Right.
like I believe against Met King, you drew Sister Agatha, I think, somewhat early into the game. Or I was playing one of my Dracula games, and someone drew it further into the game, and it just completely made me rethink my strategy because I was kind of planning to be a little bit more, up close and personal. And then Sister Agatha came out, I think, first week, and I was like, okay, we can't do that. We can't get into fights. It's not nearly as good anymore.
I don't think that was me.
Wasn't
Typically,
it might have been
Rufus.
Humperdinck then.
Yeah, Rufus Smith's been showing up early for me a lot lately.
I like Rufus too. I like getting. I
Rufus
mean,
is good.
they're both good.
Yeah. Now here's the real hot take. Which one's better?
Oh God.
If you
Uh,
had to pick one and the other one just became a Jarek search card, which do you keep? And you
Um,
can't foretell the situation ahead of time. You can't be like, oh, I know Drax gonna hit me, so I'll just take this one. Or I know Dracula's gonna go pirate mode.
I'll let
that's
Wyrmtalon you take this one first. I'll save mine till after.
yeah. All right.
Basically, which one do you take
Gosh.
week one as an ally?
Generally, I will. Generally, I'll grab Rufus because I like to discourage that C play. But
I think I agree with Wyrmtalon. I think that in general, having Rufus out on the board is better, and then if you need Agatha back, you can getting her back with a surprising return is better than getting back Rufus with a surprising return because you want presumably the game's gonna end with a fight, right? So you want
right.
to maybe have Rufus have to attack Dracula, and then when Dracula lands, you use your surprise return, you get Sister Agatha back for when it actually matters.
Yeah.
Obviously, against some Dracula, I think against like some Draculas, if I know the Dracula player is more aggressive, maybe I would kind of put
Alright,
my
game starting up.
preference towards, like I think against Pirate Joe, I really liked hitting Sister Agatha because he tends to be a little bit more aggressive.
And it looks like we've got a game starting.
Okay. He's starting a bit further west than normal.
Ooh, yeah, the starting with people in Munich is interesting.
Yeah,
All right.
I do like that.
I'm sorry, you say you do like that?
Yeah, I like that as
Or
an alternative to the usual setup of 58, 30 instead. Instead
definitely
of
makes
having two
Amsterdam worse.
yeah. If you want to do the scan early, you can go to Italy or faster. It takes just one turn, or you can go back one turn.
Yeah,
Presume.
I like the 38 start. It's a little bit closer to Italy. It's a bit closer to Amsterdam. It's equal to the southern Baltic. The only place that's further from is the far northeast from when compared to Vienna start.
Well, just the Far East in general, I think I guess it's not actually a move further away. You're not on a rail line to go towards the east, which might be important. You're not on the rail line to get you're not on the rail line to get into Italy or to get into the east, which might be important depending on like chartered carriage. But if you're moving by road, right? If you're in Vienna and you have a horse, presumably, and you're going to move to with the horse, you're going to probably move to Sarajevo, most likely, if you're trying to get as far into the east quickly as possible. If you're in Munich, you can do the exact same move, right? Because of the way the road system works out.
Yeah.
Maybe this is better than I gave it credit for. Because if you can move to the east with like the same amount of speed, then you're losing like that. Then it's just closer to everything else as well. In addition to being kind of not quite as close to the east, but not as far as you might think.
Yeah. Yeah, the big difference is those rails down to Italy and out to the east.
Yeah, like chartered carriage and stuff. But chartered carriage, I think there's only two or three of them in the deck, so don't know if I'd play my whole game plan around drawing one of them, but
Jared also thinks that Rufus is better if you got CG in hand.
yes, I think I agree there. I think if you have CG, you don't need Agatha to win the fight. Probably.
Most likely.
I mean, it always
Rufus
helps.
Rufus will do a lot if you've got CG to back him up.
He's got garlic and a telegraph. And he's gotten exactly half of his first 8 draws were Drac events.
A little bit unfortunate for him. I suppose maybe this is maybe where you want to draw him now, rather than like drawing like information events that like a hired scout day to. I suppose they've been effective in the past, but maybe getting those out of the way at the very beginning isn't. I mean, it's never good to draw one, but.
Well, there's the misdirect.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
Also,
standard.
Strider's already making his prediction that Quincy's going to win this.
Quincy's good. I would. He's a good hunter player, and
Well,
this setup of his, I like
what?
it. I do like
Yeah.
it.
Well, let it be known he called it Monday, week 1, so.
We shall see. We shall see.
I've been
Not
kind
properly
of
yet.
Oh yeah, I suppose we'll wait till the third day, right? Unless he's going to see, but if he's going to see, do it now. So maybe he's not gonna do some like weird Barre de Valona hopping unless he doesn't want to put a rumor token on whatever his first encounter was.
Or he might just be waiting until after he moves today.
Yeah. If he's not going to see, there's no reason to not wait another day to do it, right? See how the board has progressed. See if I don't know, like an ally's been drawn, or yeah, there's no reason not to do it. There's no reason to do it. I should suppose I should. There's no reason to do it today if you're just going to move on land tomorrow.
Yeah, I've gotten into a bad habit of just dropping my rumor token on day 1. Mostly
It's
just
not.
to prevent myself from forgetting.
I mean, that's fair. It's also, it does, I think, if you're trying to do it as like a psychological tactic to like make the hunters like worry about it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I could see,
Yeah. If it's going to give them something to stress about, it might throw off their play.
And as we saw in our game at King, if you get the hunter distracted enough, they'll make mistakes,
I don't know what you're referring to. You're gonna have to narrow that down a bit.
Oh, just night supplying with Van Helsing randomly, using a planned ambush when we wanted to actually use the thing we already put there. I don't know, just stuff like that. It could be anyone who did those things, though.
Yeah, I don't recall the situation.
It was our game that we co-commentated together, and I night supplied as Van Helsing,
Oh,
and
that one. I thought you were referring to the games we played.
It'd be scary.
The one where Pizzawizard vowed to never commentate while playing again.
It's a terrible idea. Terrible idea, folks at home. Don't do it. It's a trap.
Yeah.
Especially if the 100 players is the trap. In Dracula, maybe it's not. Oh, yeah, that was so stressful. So stressful. It's fine.
Yes, there are 3 commentators. I've just been quiet this whole time, letting them go. Alright, there's the rumor token.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like putting that down on
Wednesday night, Thursday morning.
Yeah.
I really do too. I think I think I always do it. Even the one game I didn't have a vampire, I did it because I always do it because I think that that is one of the best chances in the game to get a 7-point or 6 to 7 point vampire off, right? And I think that especially if you can like get your wolf form back with it, it can be really good.
I think I need to turn Wyrmtalon up. Hold
on. That could be.
Alright, I bumped him up a bit, so.
And I will try to project a little bit more. I am bad at that.
Yeah.
So hopefully audio will be better.
Alright, just keep telling me in comments if there's some problem with the audio. I can always change it.
Okay, no day 3 newspaper report.
Yep.
Alright, supposed to day 4. Yeah, first week of the Fear of Dracula game, it's a lot of supplying, right? And
Yeah,
most of the
yeah.
time you'll see something like this. I mean, not all the time,
Oh,
obviously, but I think like misdirect, rumor token, and then 2 normal moves is kind of it's done a lot.
yeah, Strider, this is actually Wyrmtalon's first commentating game. That's probably why you didn't recognize it.
Yeah, that would be a
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, you made it sound like you couldn't hear him at all.
Mm.
Okay, fine, you caught me. Wyrmtalon's just a split personality of mine.
We've never seen them in the same room at the same time.
I've seen us in the same room at the same time.
Uh,
It was a few years ago, and there was
It
no one
was a
else in the room
mirror.
with us.
there's no independent witnesses? Interesting. Okay. Any thoughts about how this game's going so far? It feels pretty standard to me, at least, aside
It's
from the Quincy setup.
Yeah, many
feeling
games
very
kind of start
standard.
standard.
Nothing crazy in the discard pile.
No heavenly hosts or horses or something ridiculous.
No, pretty standard stuff in there.
Yeah, there's a holy bullet that get discarded. It's fair.
Yeah.
Apparently they don't want garlic.
Oh, do you mean to get rid of our garlic and but other just I think garlic wreaths getting discarded that's exactly where they should be. That's where they
That's where the garlic wreath belongs.
I don't know what Captain Gyro I don't know how he won 7 games with his garlic wreath policy, but I don't know what's going on with that person.
Hey, I had an excuse to use garlic wreath last game.
Okay. Look, lucky find garlic wreath. That's good. That's a good reason to use garlic wreath. Any other reason, I don't know. It's kind of suspect to me.
Going into the final battle and you got 2 in your pocket, may as well use it.
Well, okay, if you haven't used it, right? I'm just saying, like, keeping it over other items.
Yeah, I actually dumped forces for it.
Oh yeah, if you're going into what has to be the final combat for you, the garlic wreath will provide some combat benefit, which is better than horse, which gives you 0.
Mhm.
You know.
Oh,
Local rumors in Munich is a lot better than local rumors in Vienna as well, right? Because that hits
Yeah.
Milan, it hits Venice, it hits Zurich.
Yeah, it's a lot of locations.
it really does. And Dracula is not there.
Do we think he started Far East because Quincy put his people slightly more west? Do you think that's...
That's an
I-
interesting possibility.
I'm guessing Klausenberg start.
Where's that? I'm trying to remember.
That's, I
28.
believe, next to Castle Dracula? Yeah, it's the western spot next to Dracula.
Yeah,
Okay.
28.
Castle Dracula.
Yeah, I know they're numbered in alphabetical order, but it only
Well,
helps
right,
if you know relative
mentally
letters.
go through 50 names, figure out which one. Like
60.
60.
Remember Zurich.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see if those newspaper reports at the dusk of day 5. I think that's the real big test. Right? Has one been drawn, but hasn't been drawn too early or drawn late enough that they wanted to save it?
Strider thinks we should just be able to chuck a horse and track.
The normal animals, they just get freaked out. They can't stand him.
And Star's
Well-
predicting an Athens start.
Well, I did have Mina jump off an iron horse with a steel chair to finish off Dracula.
I really think. Where if you're not starting in the Far
Actually, no,
East,
it's a
right?
mistake had been added to the discard. Oh, newspaper.
Ooh. Where did he start? He did start Far East. Okay.
I'm stuck in the discard menu.
Yeah,
He started in Glatz specifically for the other location on the other side of Dracula.
No,
I was
start East
close.
Castle.
that was close.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is going to be the real test of does the Quincy Morris setup work? Because I think this is the potential downside is that you're putting yourself further away from the east. So let's see how Quincy deals with that.
Alright, so let's see. One. He can get there with fast horses. He needs two tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you got
Oh,
one
should
of
have
them.
economy.
So
Yeah,
he gets Budapest.
it could theoretically already be he has all the white ones, right? That could be true. It could also be that he only has 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got the blue tickets. Oh,
Yeah,
taking the route to 53 instead.
checking 53, I imagine.
Still puts him within 2 spaces of Glatz.
Mm-hmm. John Seward moves to Paris.
Yeah, is Van Helsing finally coming out of retirement? Yes, he is.
Sometimes wonder, like, when do you move Van Helsing? I think you just probably move him when you find out that Dracula's not close to that seaboard.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think. That's when I think about it. Depending on obviously what his items are and what his events are. If I need him to do like a night trade or something, maybe I won't. But
Yeah, I had
But
one
if you
game
could-
where he just kept drawing absolute junk, so I just used him as a depository for bad draws, and just had him be the trade guy for events.
And that's not the worst use of Van Helsing, really.
I think that I really agree with you. I think 3 horses, you put him on Godalming, Mina, and John Sewer, and then you have Van Helsing, who maybe has like your chartered carriages or just decent tickets, and then, but he mainly like sits in a big port like Marseille or Munich, and just like, or I guess Munich's not a port, but a big city that's centrally located where he can just supply and like trade around events. I like doing that with him. I mean, obviously depending on the situation, and if if he's the closest person, I'm not going to be like, no, you can't do it. If he's the one who's best equipped, but.
Yeah. Yeah, it all depends
I
on.
do like your phrase for him being in retirement. It really does feel like a moment when Van Helsing starts to move.
Mm-hmm. I've been theory crafting about if we know that Van Helsing is going to move on to like Le Havre, is there a world where Dracula knows when he's going to move and then sits in Le Havre and hides there and ambushes him when he lands in Le Havre, knowing that he's most likely going to move from London to Le Havre? I've been toying with that, but I always feel like it's so risky because if they move a turn later than you expect, then you've just removed a bunch of your trail for no reason.
Yeah, I actually pulled that off in one of my games, I think. Something similar to that. Alright, let's see what's there. Oh, bats.
Did he have a forewarned?
Oh,
He does?
He did.
Okay.
no,
Yeah. The fact that he went in it with 1, he knew it was a hide and he went in it with 100 kind of says that he has forewarned, or he's calling a bluff that he doesn't think there's actually anything good under the hide, but there's so many, like a saboteur would stop him, a fog would stop him, there's a bunch of gank powers that could have protected that vampire.
He's probably also got the stake, so...
Yeah, I imagine he probably has a stake, right? Mina and
Johnny boy.
Godalming get 3 items a turn. You check, like, I think Sophia? Or Valona.
Hey,
Valona's
that's
fair.
Valona.
Valona's fair, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So he hasn't gone down to Athens yet.
The real problem with this, what I'm worried about right now, if I'm the hunters, is Dracula like moving out by land? Because you can't really check with Mina, because if Mina runs into Dracula, it's really bad, right? You don't really want Mina to fight Dracula by herself at night, especially in the first week when you can escape so quickly.
Van Helsing's going to be the North Sea, so trying to block that way. Yep. Now he's just
No
going to take
stake.
it away.
Didn't have the stake.
Or he's just not using the stake. There have been a
feel
few
like-
times when people have been deliberately not staking if they think it's just Astrovamp. He has
That's
2 turns
a-
before he has to move again. Alright, all 4 dogs are in the discard.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expect from dogs. Unfortunately, they're the best boys, but not at stopping Dracula.
Yeah,
Not stopping
Actually,
Dracula.
I've kind of got a newfound respect for dogs. Just because of
I
how
respect
reusable they are
them.
at searching.
But if I could have a dogs or have a weapon, I feel like I'm
Yeah.
probably always gonna want a weapon.
I don't argue that. I'm just saying that I've kind of seen that dogs have more of a purpose than I used to think.
I would be very impressed by Quincy if he actually has a stake on Godalming and he sussed out that it wasn't a real vampire. Because if he's wrong and it is a real vampire, that's a night fight, right? And then he doesn't have time to like search it in the morning because that was the last day. So I would be surprised if he actually had a stake. But if maybe he didn't, he just assumed he read JBPhlly that it was going to be a not a real vampire. Maybe he's been like watching his videos and seeing he likes to put a fake vampire, not fake vampire, a non-fighter vampire on the first face. I don't know. Just it would be very impressive to me if he correctly guessed it. I should correctly deduced that, and then the stake was like relevant somewhere else. Like I don't know, there was another vampire on this trail that he manages to stake a fighter vampire. Right? That's the huge brain play.
Mina's trading out her garlic for a knife.
Yes. Interesting that he's revealing a knife on Mina rather than like a horse.
Mina might
Maybe
not have a horse.
Yeah, she probably doesn't have a horse, right? Because I think knives are.
He also
Oh, she also has
Dra-
Lucy's Revenge, right?
Yep.
Dracula
Yeah.
also didn't wolf form at any point. That's interesting.
Also threw away a speedy telegraph.
Wait, you threw away Speedy Telegraph?
Yep. He traded
Are
it out
we
for
are,
Lucy's Revenge, it looks like.
are we sure he discarded the Speedy Telegraph? Is it possible he changed what item he was revealing before he did
No,
the
it's in the
supply?
discard.
Oh, we can see it. It's face up. Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Uh,
And now he's changed it to excellent weather.
You get the Lucy's Revenge on Van Helsing, right? So you can give it to Godalming.
Yep.
I do really wonder what Mina's other items are that the knife is the best thing to reveal. I would imagine maybe a Heavenly Host. Maybe he doesn't want to reveal Mina has a Heavenly Host because that's so dangerous.
it
Yeah.
it really would be risky to reveal a heavenly host on Mina.
And then by revealing the knife, you disincentivize Dracula to fangs you so that he's less likely to get you with when you play your Heavenly Host because he knows you have a knife. That's a thought.
Yeah.
Well, he's kind of he has to follow up the quarter out of to the west right now. He's got Mina and Stewart kind of just parked in place there.
It's true. If Dracula
He'd
just
have to go
moved
out
out by
41
land,
without.
2, 3, 4, 5, he could theoretically be as far as Zurich right now or Strasbourg. But I think that if he delayed at all, I think this is pretty bad for him because if he's still in
He'd
Vienna
hide
right
in
now, or not
Galatz.
Vienna. Well, right, but if he moved, like if the next face on show is Klausenberg and then he went Budapest, Vienna. Okay, he went Bucharest. Okay, so he's probably not doing that. Or if he is, he delayed a turn. Yeah, because if he just Bob beelined it, he could have been as far as Zurich, but that would have been very, very risky. I think he would have been like close to Mina for a while, and then that would have been a lot of risk there.
He has gone to 58.
Didn't go to Vienna. Okay, so he is still in the east because he has a
Yeah.
wolf form. There's no way he jumped over them.
I get the feeling he's in 46 or 50 right about now, or close to there.
I mean, I hope he's in one of those places. I feel like if he's not in a port, he better get to one next turn because the hunters are converging. You can't just sit in the east. Unless he has a trap or something. If he could, like, I don't know, if Mina horses right now and moves to, like, onto a bats and then gets pushed into Dracula and a vampire, like, that he could maybe make a move here depending on what he's set up because he does have a lot of encounters on the trail. He's had time to set up.
Looks like he's setting up for a psychic scan.
Yeah, making sure that Dracula's not trying to lurk somewhere in the Austro-Hungary.
Gotling's got a gun.
Got a gun.
Dealt with the
I like
bodyguards.
I do like bodyguards. I think that they're pretty good because I think if people are going to be running around with like horses and stakes and heavenly hosts, there's a chance it might delay them. And then even if it doesn't, you get to see a weapon and deal 2 damage, which is good info.
Bodyguards are good. Is a good card.
Mhm.
Yeah. Too
Sure
bad they're
effect
nerfed
isn't
in this
bad.
version.
They're nerfed.
You can only
Really?
activate one per combat. You can't actually, if you have 2 prepared, you can't activate both of them.
I feel like it is
Oh,
Master Hungary.
that is. That's. Oh, where do we think he is? Is he? I hope he's in like Sarajevo and he can still move to Bologna next turn. But if he was, I don't know, let's say something crazy like Budapest. I guess he has wolf form, so we can still kind of throw some doubt at as to where he's going to move. He could jump over them theoretically if he's in Budapest. Could be in Prague, I suppose. Oh no, it can't be in Prague. He would have had to move through Vienna.
Well, now's the
Yeah.
time to do the full form hide in Budapest. Just completely throw all convention out the window.
But he's just normal moving. Okay. It makes me think it was like Sarajevo into Bologna, maybe, if he's just going to normal move, because that would give him some security. He could leave at least. Layered up Bucharest, yeah, it's a good idea. If Bucharest is semi-common, if you're like going into Constanta or Varna or Galatz, as we saw earlier this game.
Honestly, I'm not that surprised he didn't ally Harker. He was trying to
Yeah.
get info early on. And while it would be incredibly useful right now, went 28-53.
Yeah, it makes me. He probably was in Sarajevo and went to Bologna. I mean, maybe not 100%, but
Yeah, that's. Yep.
Yeah, Sarajevo 55 now.
What this does mean is Dracula's mature in these encounters. At least one of them, probably the one on the farmost right space, is gonna go off probably because he probably did. I don't know exactly what he did, but he might have gone like
Yeah, Mina would need
Constanta,
to.
Varna, Sophia, and
Mina
then
would need
into.
the horse, and I don't think she has it. Otherwise, she wouldn't reveal knife.
Yeah, I don't think Mina has a horse. So I think
So
at
20 is
least
probably gonna go off.
I think his encounters in Constanta actually. I don't know if he necessarily moved to. Like I think maybe he went Constanta, Varna, Sophia, and then Belgrade.
28, 11, 53, 6. Start moving Mina back to try and cut him off, it looks like.
Yeah, I think that's kind of fair. You already have 2 hunters in the Far East. As long as they can start dealing with the encounters. Oh, okay, he's not dealing with the encounters. Maybe he
Well,
assumes his vampire is going to go off or something.
yeah, Vampire goes off, it's gonna stop whoever he's on anyway, so.
I don't know if I'd start not searching encounters before I knew there was a vampire for sure. Because let's say, I don't know, there's like a non-vampire encounter, like a wolves or something, like something
Yeah,
cracked
starting
on this
Mob
next
right now
base.
would be amazing. He'd get 3 hunters.
Assuming that he went to Klausenberg after Bucharest, which I don't think he actually could have because we checked. Godalming checked 53 when he moved there.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, he could have theoretically, I suppose, gone to Budapest. Godalming moves away, and then he moves to, yeah, because that works. He could have had something. He could have been at Klausenberg. That's true. It's possible.
Still land moving.
Maybe Valona to Athens or hiding in Valona. Maybe Salonika if he feels, like he thinks that they're less likely to check there. Yeah, but I feel like he's got to have been on Sarajevo and moved to Valona, right? There's
Oh,
no.
he layered it.
Okay, yeah. That smells like a not great encounter, probably. Or he's doing like a layer strat, but
Yeah, he's got layers all around his castle basically right now.
he's been making those layers.
I feel like I just always make my things a layer unless I have a reason. I mean, okay, if they have an unmatured encounter or an encounter that hasn't been messed with, maybe I won't make it a layer then because I want that effect. But if it's just an empty space, I feel like I always make an encounter because I want to shuffle through the deck to be able to get like the good things more than once, if that makes sense.
Yeah, get rid of the rats, try to get another
Yeah.
fog. Oh, he did
He
hide
didn't
Bologna.
Okay.
There he is.
The fog.
Oh,
Is there a second forewarn? There's not. Okay.
no second
And the
for one.
wolves.
There's once. Okay. Well,
Godalming
Rifle
still,
cruise
still
damage.
has a gun.
Godalming probably might even have a second weapon that he's just not revealing to obfuscate, right? Because we know he has horses. We know he has the gun from before. So he might just have like taken the 2 damage and to hide that he had a weapon. Because he was at 10. He had a lot of health.
Alright, hired
Ooh.
scouts.
This is not the time to draw hired scouts. I mean, it's
Yeah.
okay. It's not incredible. Okay, so he did go Constanta, Varna, Sofia, Belgrade.
Yeah. Yep, that's what he did.
So Varna's probably going to mature as well then.
Yep, slow horse. Doesn't have his ticket economy perfect yet.
It's rough. People have been moving by rail. If they're moving by rail, that means they're maybe holding on to a good ticket. It's hard to have it perfect in the first week. I guess this is now middle of second week.
He's moving in.
Didn't want to fight Godalming.
No surprise there.
I kind of thought, if you can take Godalming on in a one-on-one, maybe you're willing to do that. But I guess there's no need to take the risk if you think maybe he has like a heroic leap or something.
Yeah.
I don't think he has heroic leap, but if you Dracula tip, yeah, you could hurt him, but what are you actually gonna do to him beyond just hurt him a little bit?
Well, if he's at 8 and he has a gun and he has presumably a combat item in his other hand, you could. The thing is, you could theoretically, if you fight him, right, and it doesn't go like perfect, you could just stay because they can't get into Valona next turn. Like feed, maybe. If you deal like 4 damage to him or something, you could maybe kill Godalming here. It's possible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible to get a kill on Godalming.
It's also risky in that you don't know what events. You know there's Lucy's Revenge, so it would be hard to kill him because if you stick around to do it, Van Helsing will presumably give it to Godalming if you don't kill him in the first combat.
Plus, you've got the other hunters starting to breathe down the neck. Seward's in striking range.
Right, but they won't be able to get to him today because of the fog.
Oh.
Probably went to Athens, right? They can't get to him because the fog stops him from moving to Athens.
Yeah. More likely Athens.
Yeah.
I mean,
Athens is a safe move.
He could go to Salonika.
yeah, he could. I think it's less likely than it was before because I think now there's no reason to. If you're gonna go into Salonika isn't especially good because it kind of gets you the same sea space, but it makes you just more vulnerable, and you can't keep moving after Salonika unless you. I suppose Sophia's gonna fall off the trail, but it's gonna fall off after you do your next move, right? So if you move to Salonika, you kind of still have to go to sea.
Yeah, he's layered a lot.
Well, right, but he has to move before he would do any of that. Oh, we're gonna find out.
He did go to Athens.
It makes sense. I think 99 out of 10 Draculas would probably do that.
Yeah. It's a smarter move. In most cases.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was maybe a case maybe for fighting Godalming, but I think it's fine not fighting Godalming. I think it's fine. You don't need to take risks.
Yeah. There's Bold Dracula, and then there's Dracula tripped and fell down the stairs. Dracula.
I agree. There are sometimes Dracula will stay too long. I think that when you have a hunter and a one-on-one in a fog, I think that's one of the more like Dracula can kind of go all in that situation because he has kind of a safety net, especially when it's in a port like Varna or Bologna, where he can kind of leave after the fight if it doesn't go his way. That's kind of I like aggressive Dracula there more, but
Rufus Smith also isn't in play, so he's got some freedom into the sea right now.
Especially if, like, imagine there was, like, a Wolves in Varna. And we've already seen one Wolves, maybe there's not. But if there was, and that matured, it could have hit Godalming again for maybe 2 more damage. Because it can go to any... Like, there was maybe reasons. But obviously he didn't do it. It's fine. The real question is, what is in Sofia right now? Is this also kind of a... We're just going to make this select... Because I imagine nothing else is going to mature. He's probably going to mop up Belgrade and Sarajevo.
3 pistols, 2 2 rifles... Only 1 holy bullets. You think he might be trying to pull off the big iron?
He might be.
I mean, if Godalming didn't reveal a weapon and he has a gun, and he didn't supply that much because he was moving really early, so it's possible that he had an iron bullet, holy bullet, and he's held onto it, and that's why he only revealed 1 weapon because that was the only weapon he had. It's possible.
Very possible.
I think I'm disinclined. I feel like holy bullets can be good. I think especially in the early game, like killing reckless vampires, maybe that's why he night searched actually. Was because he had a gun with holy bullets. So if there was like a reckless there, he could still kill it with the gun and holy bullets at night probably.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. I've never been so big on holy bullets just because it's 2 cards for 6 damage. You get the same out of 2 knives or
5 damage. It's not even 6. But
no, 5, sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't want to speak bad of holy bullets, but
it just feels like too much investment for not enough payoff.
Yeah, I think
instead of holy bullets, you could have just about anything else instead.
I think that generally 2 weapons is better than holy bullets. The only thing holy bullets has going, well, there's a couple things going for it, but I think the surprise factor is big. I think that dealing all of the damage, like dealing 4 damage through a mesmerize, like kill a reckless, can be really good. Or like killing Dracula, where he doesn't think he can die because he knows you only have a gun.
Yeah. Which has worked out for Quincy before.
Yeah.
Yes. Historically.
Yeah. Well, he is the man from Texas.
Oh, hey, that's such a good, so climactic. Warcraft versus Quincy, I believe it was. Really.
Yeah. It was
really
the
solid game.
Thing.
Really solid game.
Yeah, I think we've been seeing it a lot where you've got this big final battle, you know it's going to be the end in a lot of these games.
I mean, I think if you don't, Dracula's done something really well. If he's just, like, avoided the battle at the end entirely, I think that's kind of the Dracula, like, sneaky goal, right? Is just get far enough away they can't really get onto you.
Yeah.
Or in my case, just throw down a roadblock, cutting the island in half.
Yeah, legitimately just throw down a roadblock. That's good. Because, I mean, people discard their good luck. They're not holding on to good luck to stop roadblocks. Like, they might not have a good luck if you just throw it on a roadblock.
And there's a reckless.
That's bad. I mean, yeah. It's not that bad. It's okay.
We've
Mina
got our
has
combat.
Mina only has one combat item, and we know it's a knife, right? She hasn't changed that.
Yeah.
As far as we know, she probably has a knife and a stake. I'm just trying to
What is
escape
she?
this battle.
Has she been horse moving? Then I've just
Yes.
been missing it. Okay, so she has a horse.
Horse
Okay,
is revealed now.
cool. So probably a stake, I imagine. That would make sense.
Actually,
Maybe
I
a
think
holy
she traded it
circle.
off of Van Helsing, so maybe she swapped out the knife for something else.
Okay.
Yep, just take the escape.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
both. I mean, hunters are kind of fine with that, right? He didn't get a point off it. Mina took 2 damage, but kind of okay,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah, probably just didn't draw a bite.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Or,
that would be
or
my guess.
thinks he still has a knife.
Yeah, claw is kind of like, because if they punch and you claw, then it's great. Or if they dodge and you claw, it's good. Claw is kind of like, middle of the road, right?
Left to Hoax in
Oh.
Athens.
It's kind of fair. Sometimes people will ignore the thing on Athens if they don't think they have time to go and get it, but for this early on, I don't think
Oh.
Quincy would do that.
He's showing a spy his neat stick.
Fortunately, he's like putting a stake into him. Wait a second, you're not a vampire. She's like pierces him. He's like, but he just keeps moving.
Oh, he's got
Wow.
Oh.
And renewed vigor and charter carriage. Was that double knife?
CG.
That was
Stake
double
heavenly
knife.
host? Double knife stake heavenly host?
I don't think it was a heavenly host, but it was definitely double knife and a stake.
Oh, rifle. It was probably like rifle, double knife, and
I think it was
stake.
rifle.
Okay.
The
And we know he has got CG now, so that's...
And a renewed vigor. That is not what you want to see.
Yeah, Sewer is stacked, and it looks like he's just trying to obfuscate where it is.
Don't worry, JBPhlly. You have more bad news coming about what John Seward has.
Yeah. Carriage CD and renewed vigor on his spy.
Do you wonder if that messes up the horse economy at all? Him discarding those tickets.
It might. He could have had at least one glue ticket.
Mm-hmm. And then if he did, now this is when you want to use those horses, right, to get out of the east because the horse movement is so good. Like you can get all the way to Munich from Athens in 2 moves, but if you don't want to use, if you try to use the horses and they die, yeah. So you were right. Okay, so did Mina trade with John Stewart? Is it possible that she's lost her knife in this commotion?
It is possible.
Okay. Because then you know for sure. I think the knives are really. It's really good to know who has the knives. It's Dracula, right? I feel like the knives are really good.
Oh, Mia's got the best event possible on her. She's got a blood transfusion.
Oh, blood transfusion. Love a good blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's so bad.
It is
Um,
a card.
Especially on Mina. It's literally useless on Mina.
there it goes. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, my screen was dark for a little while from that layer. I thought
Yeah,
there was a
I
problem
was-
with my game for a moment.
I was starting to get concerned. That
Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Oh, he didn't mature Varna either? That's disappointing.
Yeah, I don't think he's matured a single event this game.
He got
He's been
3
layering.
matured, and none of them were good enough, I suppose. Or two matured, neither of them were good enough. That is it's disappointing.
he has not matured a single thing.
Guess if you count on things getting removed because you think that either your things are gonna mature and then you won't get any of that stuff anyway, or the hunters will get there and deal with it. But I mean, you can kind of split the difference. You can put a spy or something that will mature and be okay, or not mature and be okay.
Yep, and as Strayer pointed out, the trail is now clear, so
Yeah.
it's time to either restock and get ready for the next Dracula before he lands.
That's Dracula. I feel like he probably didn't go to Black Sea knowing that they have consecrated ground.
Yeah.
That feels kind of risky, especially now that you know for sure they have consecrated ground.
Yeah, that does feel risky.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Is he going
Whoever
Adriatic
goes-
or Tyrrhenian? Nope.
oh,
Find
there
out for
you
certain.
go.
Yeah, he
He
went
went
Tyrrhenian.
Tyrrhenian. Yeah.
That's kind of what I
Probably.
figured, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
didn't really have time to
that-
talk.
Yeah, that's
I'll check for a second, Strider.
I think that's kind of standard going to Tyrrhenian. It's a Mediterranean is a really good wolf form option. Tyrrhenian leaves you with options. Gets you the
Yeah.
furthest west.
Lets you go to Cagliari if you're so inclined.
I think Cagliari is kind of a trap, actually. I think
Yeah.
I don't know if, especially,
It,
I think it's too early.
it's situational.
Alright, so just Belgrade's dealing with one event.
I mean, I think there's times when going to Cagliari is obviously the right thing to do. I just think that if you're at the end of the second week, I think, and I met King, I think I did do this against you. When you go to Cagliari, it kind of, it forecasts exactly what you're going to do, right? Because you have to leave, you have to go west, so everyone kind of just like set up along the western coastline to receive you.
Alright, so he's going Mediterranean.
Were you wolf formed?
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean, okay. That's fair. Mediterranean wolf form is really good.
Yeah.
Layered again.
Yeah, there was no encounter on that one. Kind of expected that one to get layered. Okay, he's going
Lots
forward
of
with the
layers.
horses. Oh, there's a layer on Sarajevo. Is he gonna move there even though there's a layer? Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Alright, and
Ooh.
Hi there.
Hi.
Let's see what he's been holding on to. He's discarding. Was that his rifle? He discarded his rifle. And that's the downside of holy bullets, right? But now without a rifle, if he does have holy bullets, they are useless.
and there's a lot of guns in the discard pile.
Yeah. Van
Yeah.
Helsing probably moves to Marseille, I imagine. Just get everybody west, get them situated so they can. Yeah.
Start blocking ports.
He's probably gonna wolf form, but it doesn't hurt to have someone on Marseille for like proximity events. Marseille's just a good spot to be for a lot of reasons. It's just kind of good to be in Marseille.
I like Marseille. It's good spot for a hunter to be.
Yeah,
Rail connections are good.
6 of the 8 guns, so there's only 2 guns left in play, possibly.
And we haven't seen any of them. The only guns we've. Oh well, no, but we know.
Seward's
You're
got one.
you're counting for Seward, I assume, in those 6.
No, I forgot to count for Seward, so that's
Okay, so there's only one that we don't know about.
Yeah. I believe it's a pistol we don't have.
Let me see.
I think that's correct.
Both the holy circles are. Is there 2 or 3 holy circles?
2.
Is it 2? So both the holy circles are gone. There's a crucifix out there, so maybe that's what Godalming's been holding on to, is a crucifix. But he wouldn't reveal it to wolves because it's not a weapon, or he just had a weapon the whole time and didn't care that he took 2 damage.
Yeah, I find hiding what your weapons are is better than taking that much damage.
Yeah.
You're at full health. You can take 2.
Yeah, I think especially at like 10, you reveal the weapon he already knows about, which is the rifle, and then you save the other one, probably take 2, even if you have a weapon, right? I think that's probably a good call. If you're low enough that maybe you think that the weapon, the info is worth 2 health, like, I don't know, you're at 4 health, you're at 6 or something, maybe,
Well, if he was at
maybe
6
don't.
health, then I think Dracula might have stuck around to actually go for the kill on.
Yeah. Then at that point, you're like,
Godalming.
I need this health is worth more than me than anything else, right? At that point, you're just in survival mode for Godalming.
You're trying to get the Seward to start healing up.
Presumably, you trade across at that point. You trade across you day trade the Lucy's Revenge because he's going to be fighting him because he's low. Yeah, I mean, it would be a whole different situation. If Dracula's got to land, right? It's Monday of the second week. If he keeps moving by sea, he's gonna have to do the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like the longest he could do it is land on Saturday. If he doesn't land now, that's the longest he could hold out. Okay, he's gonna land now.
Yeah.
He's wolfing into Spain, it looks like.
Yeah, he could be doing something sneaky with Genoa, but probably into Spain. I would say. I think you're right. It's probably or like Clermont-Ferrand or something.
Yeah, continue to layer up.
I could see him going to like Toulouse maybe or Clermont-Ferrand if he thinks he can get into a port city next turn from any of those places, or like Saragossa maybe. A long night.
Oh, long night.
The problem with that obviously is Conspirator Ground being in play, right? If he can find out where he is today, okay, he's not using Ruined Vigor. Interesting.
Well, I don't think he's wolf to 26. That would be incredibly dangerous. That'd be a nuke spot right now if he's got all 3.
True. And I assume he does. He still has 6 items left, so I suppose,
There's always a chance someone doubled up or hasn't drawn, but
Well,
I'm gonna assume he has all 3.
26 would be rough, but the thing is, will he? If he's in 26 right now, right? The hunters have not wolf formed. Will the hunters use their concentrated ground on the assumption that he's in 26 without any information to reveal that beforehand?
I don't think so.
Probably not, right? And then 26 is great because then you get to go to, is it Cadiz? And then you're kind of, ooh, so the horse economy did maybe get a little bit messed up by that spy. Although not, he's been rolling them fairly frequently, so probably not too bad, or he at least fixed it partially by now.
Yeah. He's probably at least confident about his glue tickets.
I guess if Quincy only has 100 vigor, maybe today wasn't the time to use it. Maybe it's better to wait a day. Like, do some normal moves.
Oh, it is Long Night that's played.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have the option of walking.
He's Night Splying.
There's like a Mystic Reach or something. I could see maybe that being something he wants to do.
Oh, found Rufus.
Ooh, does he search? Does he have a surprising return? Is a question, right? If he has a surprising
Not
return,
Granada,
okay.
so he's not in 26.
See now, if he wasn't Granada, you searched it, and anybody other than Godalming, which we know John Stewart probably still has a concentrated ground. I don't think I've seen Van Helsing spline with him. You could then insta kill him in Granada right now that you know for sure he's there.
Yep. So we know
So-
he's not there.
Yeah, probably a good idea that he didn't go there. That would have been very high risk. He is moving.
Oh, he gave Dracula a card.
That's
Given
risky.
Italy,
And he's not in
so he
Italy.
didn't try anything tricky that way.
So possibilities include Clermont-Ferrand, Madrid, Barcelona,
Alicante.
Alicante, yeah, or Cagliari. But there's no way you went to Cagliari, right? There's
Cagliari
no-
is gonna Dracula
Cag-
penalty you before
Yeah,
he gets off.
it's not like he didn't do that.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
Yeah, Cagliari is bad ideas.
Let's see.
So I'm guessing Madrid or Clermont-Ferrand feel like the real options
Call.
right now.
I'm feeling 15.
Yeah, Clermont-Ferrand or Madrid. I agree. I think, yeah, because both of those give him an ability to get to a port in one turn. Okay.
There's the key.
Okay. Here we go. Oh,
He's going hunter mode.
I mean, I
Pulling
think
the trigger.
today's the day to do it, right? If you didn't do it yesterday, do it today before he can just hide and fortify his position more.
Alright,
We've already
horse.
seen one fog, and that's a good horse.
Yeah.
And Speedy Telegraph will be so nice right now to check Clermont-Ferrand, so you know whether he moved through there or not.
Oh.
Like check it with, I don't know, Mina's horse or something. That way you know whether everybody else has to go far into Spain. Oh,
Oh, he's
He's not. He can go to Paris.
checking Paris. Okay. Check Clermont-Ferrand. Come on, Quincy, you're smart. Yes. Okay, he's checking it. He went to Madrid. Probably went to Madrid, right? He's got to have gone to Madrid.
Did he go to Toulouse?
If he didn't go to Madrid, yeah, he went to Madrid.
Madrid.
Okay.
yeah.
Alright, so he's anywhere in Spain right now.
Mm-hmm. How are the hunters gonna be able to get to him? This feels, I suppose, a charred carriage combined with a horse. That is, yeah. I think that's fair. I think that's probably where I would have guessed myself if I was Quincy. I think guessing Cadiz because it's the only place again that doesn't have a royal connection, so you can't charred carriage onto it.
Yeah, that's a solid guess. And it is a port, so.
Yeah, I mean, you guess one of those 3 ports. I think if it's not there, probably Santander. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks that's too close to Van Helsing at the beginning of the day.
If I had to guess right now, I'd say 31.
Lisbon, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
Is Lisbon 31?
Go west.
Yeah, yeah, Lisbon
They
is
have a
also
rail connection, but it's also kind of covered by the HUD, and I know that's. I don't think he's
Oh,
thinking of that.
play that interface. There we go.
Well, you could also go on 12 by that same logic.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's playing the interface.
So we do know that out of the Dracula event cards that he could have, we know it's not a false step. We know it's not a wild horses. We know that it is not a. I believe he didn't get an immediate prompt, so I
it's not
don't
Storm
think
or Roadblock.
not Storm or Roadblock. Unless he just like clicked it super fast and I missed it. Uh, so that leaves him with like what? Seduction, Sensationalist Press, Enraged, Nocturnal Visit,
Unearthly Swiftness.
Unearthly Swiftness, Darkness Returns.
Powerful cards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because of how rarely Dracula gets them, they should be a bit on the powerful side.
I think Dracula. If Dracula leaves today, this has already got him a little bit. He's gained 2 days by doing this, essentially. Like he's because if he had moved straight to South Atlantic from the Mediterranean,
JP's
I
gotta
assume
fix
I
the
assume
portrait
he's
bug.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, it's annoying. I mean, the portrait bug's annoying, not him leaving, but like the just seeing the portrait like clip in and out of the screen. Never really liked that.
Yeah, it's not the best.
He goes to South Atlantic today. He could go North Atlantic, North Sea, English Channel. That would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. He could land with his Sunday move. If he stays, though, kind of risky. Although they might not have a second renewed vigor. And if they don't have a second renewed vigor, then they probably can't get everybody to him. But if they do, then it's really bad if he stays.
Yeah, that is the question. Do you take the C, or do you stay kind of closer?
Yeah.
And
Try to hold out that one more day.
If he can hold
So you
out
can
one
land
more
on
day,
Monday.
then he can land on Monday, right? Then he gets points immediately, which is huge. And in fairness, hunters have only gone through 34 cards, right? So they might not have the single renewed vigor. It's not like an inevitability that they do. He's not super well supplied this game because he's been moving a lot, which is not saying Quincy's anything
4, 5, 6,
wrong. It's just
7,
kind of the state of the board.
10, 11.
and
Right,
there
so
are
there's 13 Dracula cards accounted for right now.
There's 12 more on the deck out of 40. So 28 hunter events. Easily one of those could be a second renewed vigor. Definitely possible. You stand. Okay. Okay.
Got better
He
than
does.
50% chance to night supply at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And keeps on layering.
And I think these waiting prompts are probably for his. It's for like the rumor token as well, but I think he pretty has an event that is
Some
triggering.
kind of night event.
and there's a rumor token.
Yeah. He probably just hid in whatever port he was at, right? Just for security, like have 2 encounters on whoever gets onto him rather than 1. Unless.
Yep. Hyde put the fog down on 31.
Yeah. If he didn't put the fog down originally. The other option is like he was in Santander and he moves to Bordeaux because he thinks no one's going to check there.
Still
But
not ambushing Madrid. It's probably an Astrovamp.
there's no reason. There's no reason to aim, but let me Godalming waste his night actions. There's no point to it. Unless it's going to like bat him or something.
Oh, he did hide 47.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Did hide in Santander.
And there's the
is
fog.
then there was no second forewarned. Okay.
And Reckless Vamp.
Yeah, so remember what I was saying, like, oh, if you fog someone, you should fight them? You should not fight John Seward. It is not worth it. It is
No.
Seward's got 5 cards in hand, so...
Yeah,
Two
in this
Double knife.
situation, you do not want to fight Seward.
double knife, right? Or I guess he's been trading around, so maybe it's not double knife anymore.
He had double knife and gun earlier. Plus
But-
a stake, so he probably still has that stake.
He has enraged. That's what he has. Oh.
He has enraged.
Maybe he
Definitely-
does fight John Seward then.
Yeah, just go for the bite now. You know he's going to go for the escape, just go for the bite, get your 1 point, and that would really be what you need.
Yeah. I mean,
That'll reduce your end of day.
yeah, I
Amount by
definitely
one move.
I think he needs points, right? He has 0 influence. If he's gonna have to move 5 times to get the win, it's gonna be difficult, right? He just wants to get
Mesmerize.
Mesmerize.
Knife.
To a
good.
knife.
Well played. Well played.
I was expecting the bite.
Yeah, that's why you throw out the knife, right? Is you
Yeah.
hope he bites, he bites into your knife, and then you leave the next turn, and then hopefully he doesn't have 2 bites, right? And then you prevent him from getting a point, especially with John Stewart, because you don't really. If he takes 2 damage from him playing like a claws, you're kind of okay with that.
Yeah.
Gonna plot.
Oh,
What?
into a dodge? No. Okay.
Escape.
There's no way. Yeah, okay, you're not gonna enrage that.
Didn't get the bite off, but like I said, I think
Oh.
Stewart has the stake, so
For every time you get him with the plotting, is this time where they get away because he tried to plot, right? Kind of.
Yeah. That's
And
how
normal,
it tends to go.
I mean, normally,
maybe
yes,
he also just didn't draw the bite.
that's true. Could have not had a
Yeah.
fangs.
13
Yeah, very
cards,
possible.
only 2 of them are bites.
I mean, I think normally I would say never fight John Suter under any circumstance. I mean, maybe not. I would say fighting is bad because he heals twice faster than everybody else. It's not you get so much less return on your investment. But
At
in
the
this
same time, he's
situation,
also heavily armed, typically.
and he's heavily armed. He has the most items and the most events, which means it's bad to fight him for that reason as well. But in this situation, with possibly an enrage, there's a chance he could kill him here. I mean, okay, he didn't do it. That's fine. He doesn't need to. No need to take risks.
I feel like Enraged is a double-edged sword.
Right. It means you can't escape. But I think in a situation like this, do you really even want to escape? I mean, I guess escape is
Yeah,
bad would give him more options. It wouldn't be bad. But killing John Stewart also wouldn't be bad because you get rid of at least 1 knife plus whatever. I don't know how many events he has on him.
He just stuck a stick in the jar of dirt. No, I will never stop calling the desecrated soil a jar of dirt.
I mean, I imagine it's like a coffin of dirt, but
Well, can you imagine Dracula lugging that around with him throughout all of Europe? Oh,
what he did in the books, man, he took it all the way to Britain.
He took 37 of them to Britain, and he had help with all that.
Look, man, he's got bodyguards and stuff. Maybe there's a mob that's been carrying this stuff from him. Maybe that's the mob we keep seeing. Is they just like sit down. He's like, "Stop turning my dirt. Go get him."
I get the feeling it's more like I like to think that he figured out how to, make better use of the dirt.
That's true. He's smarter now.
He's had
Smarter.
he's had time to figure this out. It's like, okay, I know exactly how much dirt I need to be able to rest at night, and I know how
Just a
much
jar
to carry.
full. Just a jar full of dirt.
Yeah. He has a few jars on him.
Dracula just has a wagon train following him everywhere.
Okay, Mina still has her knife. I don't know how long it's been revealed, and I didn't notice it, but I'm noticing it now. She
It's
still
been
has the
revealed
knife.
for quite a while. Oh no, it got changed recently. Actually, it used to be the horses revealed.
Yeah, and then she moved by rail. Maybe she gave the horses to someone else. Yeah, I think that's the right move. I think you feed here because there's no danger, and then you can go to sea with 3 more health, and then you'll also be able to land when you wanted to. You'll be able to land and get points.
Yep.
So as Seward, you go for the supply just for the free event. Then
Yeah.
night you go for the you go ahead and take care of the vamp. If you got the stake.
hmm
I believe he does have it.
I would think he'd still have a stake.
I mean, he has 2 non-combat cards. Has he been horsing? Do we know if he has a horse?
I believe so.
Okay, if he has a horse, then maybe he doesn't have a stake, but it seems likely that he does. Unless has a holy bullet's been discarded. Wait, 1, 2, or all 3 gone now? All 3 holy bullets are gone. The dream is dead.
He's about to reshuffle though too. There's only 1 card left.
That's true.
Hired
Hired Scouts,
Scouts.
useless. Yeah, this is so ironic, this game.
Yeah. Hope they got the discount on those scouts.
Yeah, who literally did nothing. They just showed up and they were like, sorry, boss, you already know everything. Yeah, the only problem for Dracula here, Dracula is at 13 health. It is going to be the end of, they're going to be in the 4th victory soon. The only problem is they have no points. So they're going to have to move a significant amount to get their victory. They can't just land and win instantly. And they know the hunters have concentrated ground, so England isn't as safe as it might appear.
England's a bit of a trap.
Mhm. He
There's
did
a
have the
stake.
stake. Yeah. Okay. And then again, that's worse for Dracula because now for sure there's no vampire that they have to spend time dealing with because they had the stake.
Yeah. If he goes South Atlantic, he won't be able to go Mediterranean. That's just one day too late.
He could theoretically land with wolf form though, right? He's gonna have enough time to get the wolf form off the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The benefit of
South Atlantic,
yes.
North Atlantic, English Channel, or North Sea, and then he has wolf form back in one of those two spots. Yeah. Rufus Smith isn't around, so you're not going to be paying as much for sea movement unless
Mhm.
they've got a surprising return they've been holding on to.
I would not be surprised. They've gone through now about half the deck. There's, I believe, two surprising returns.
I think that's correct.
So they might have one. They might have none of them. I mean, they've clearly been drawing. You know, obviously they don't have everything, but they might. I don't think it's crazy to think they have maybe one. I haven't been looking at the triggers they're having at the beginning of the day,
Yeah.
but or at dusk it would be. They'd actually be having triggers at dusk as well, so it'd be pretty obvious. So I suppose we'll see tomorrow. Should be looking at chat. Are they saying cool, interesting things?
It's just gyro.
Oh, hi Gyro. Sorry about that garlic breed thing
Game.
earlier.
Yeah. As Rack playing your whole game around never being it close to the 4 cities from Seward, I believe.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Good rule of
Yeah.
thumb. Never
Seward
fight
is a
Seward.
scary man. If you have to pick your fight between Galvin and Seward, who do you pick?
I'll get
Is
all
Assuming they have a
there
full hand.
Always pick it up.
is there ever a time where you do not get to see in this situation?
Oh no, you get to see right now. I mean, if he I guess maybe if he has another fog and maybe he's banking on the fact that nobody has a forewarned, but
He's used both his fog and just reshuffled the
it's
deck, so
reshuffled. He could have drawn the one that he used earlier, possible, but I don't think he's any need. I think going to see now is just better save the fog even if you have it.
Yeah.
oh wait, both fogs got reshuffled. It looks like. Oh wait, no, I'm
I'm not
miscounting.
sure. I didn't see when it shuffled, but he has
Wait a minute.
5 cards in the discard pile, so it's been a little bit
Wait a
since the
minute.
deck was
Flip
shuffled.
Desecrated Soil, draw 3, discard 3. Desecrated Soil got discarded. Reckless Vampire got discarded. He has both fogs in the deck right now.
That is some good encounter
That
economy there
that
for
was really
Dracula.
close timing though.
It was
Yeah.
good. I mean, you can kind of modulate, right? He kind of knew that Desperate Soul was probably going to draw 3. He can choose whether to make layers or not, depending on how many cards he wants to have left in the deck. There's ways to work with it, and he's clearly done that.
Well, and he also got a little bit of luck because after all, what if he didn't? What if he went to the jar of dirt first and flipped it?
Right, but if you play around with always having at least 3 left, then you'll know that it'll never flip before you want it to, if that makes sense, right? Because even if there's 3 in there, you draw all 3 of them, it won't flip until you have to draw the next one.
Mina's got into the English Channel.
I think that's good, right? I think at this point you're really scared of him going. I mean, we're not really scared, but I think getting one person in England isn't a bad idea because if he goes mainland, you have consecrated ground, right? I think if he goes mainland, you have a good chance of maybe just cutting him off and then getting 3 people on him. Granted, I don't know if he has renewed vigor. If he has renewed vigor, that situation becomes a whole lot more likely.
Making another trade with Galming. Alright, so we know he's got to go to North Atlantic today.
Yep. Yep, he's just one day off that Mediterranean clearing.
He's actually going to land in Cadiz. He just wanted to really. He just needed a quick sea trip. No. No. He's most likely going to North Atlantic, right? It's crazy. If the dream would have been if he could have stayed one more day and then somehow gone to sea after that and then be able to go either east or west, right? That would have been
Yeah.
the dream scenario. But then obviously he has to survive a day on land with all the hunters there, which means he needs to have a fog, and then they need to not have a forewarned.
Yeah, you just need too much to go right for you in that situation.
I think that the odds maybe aren't horrible in that they've already used one forewarned. There's still 37 cards left. It's possible they don't have the second one.
Alright,
If you
It is
have the fog.
possible.
But I also think, do I want to gamble my whole game on that statistic? I don't think so. It depends on what my
Yeah.
hand is, I suppose. How good I think my chances
Yeah.
are of winning if I don't do that.
Yeah, whether or not you drew that fog right after the shuffle.
Or if you don't have the fog, there's no way you stay. I think if you don't have a fog and you stay, maybe you don't die, but even if you don't die, you get grievously wounded.
Yeah.
And I think even if I don't know how you survive. The fight would be rough. I mean, he would have had 13 health, but probably 300s would have gotten on him. Maybe 2 worst case scenario. If it's 2, he probably lives, but again, grievously wounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you got 3 hunters, you're always having a bad time as Dracula.
Yeah, 300s is really bad. Especially, I think the only way you get out of 3 or 400s is if somehow like one of the hunters doesn't have weapons or they're like weak enough that you can kill them off the bat. Otherwise, I think just the action economy is so against you. Like
It
if they're
really is.
decent, if they have any equipment, like even if it was 3 hunters and they all had they had 4 weapons between the 3 of them, I think that's still not a great situation to be in. Maybe you live, but not a great situation.
You're gonna feel it in the morning.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
I am confused.
And Mina
Changed his
came
mind, went
back.
back on land.
Why would he do that? I don't understand. I feel like he knew that he was going to go North Atlantic, right? They didn't change the plan. The fact that he moved to sea again, didn't you expected him to go to sea again, right? That was kind of the whole point of moving Mina to sea was so that when he moved to sea, you could get in front of him. I'm sure Quincy knows what he's doing. I'm
Yeah.
struggling to follow his thinking here.
It's all part of that great big plan he's keeping secret.
Maybe Godalming desperately needed to trade something to Mina. Maybe he is spreading out his heavenly hosts. Maybe that's why he's doing it. He doesn't have them all on different people. Maybe that would be a reason. Because if Mina does go into England, they're probably not going to meet up for a long time. So maybe that would be a good reason if you wanted to make sure you had all your heavenly hosts on different people, so you could maximize your concentrated ground.
Yeah. There's no cards left in the deck, so we can see the full discard pile.
I assume no heavenly hosts,
No
hopefully.
heavenly hosts, so all 4 of them are on people.
Well, yeah, 3. 3
Yeah, 3.
Both garlic reeves. The cross is still missing.
Someone has a
Still holding onto
crucifix.
So yeah, someone does have a crucifix.
They're still missing a pistol, it looks like. One. Right,
There
all
are 4
pistols and
pistols.
3 rifles, so 1 rifle's still floating around.
And all the
Nice.
knives.
Any stakes left in there?
Let's see.
There's a stake as well. Yeah.
Yeah, someone has a stake. All the knives are on the hunters.
Could be a vampire there, maybe someone has. Hold on to the stake for that reason. I think at this point you probably don't care about stakes anymore once you're in the 4th week, right? If he survives long enough for that thing to mature, it's probably going to be the doom for you. Unless, obviously, if he leaves and goes to sea for a while, then maybe the vampire is a concern. But he's already used all the sea spaces. I can't imagine he's going to sea again. Or maybe he is. He'll, jump from the Irish Sea or something. But, a prolonged sea trip, I think, is unlikely after he lands.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be back at the sea for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is Sunday, week 3, so once he moves, it goes to week 4.
Yeah.
And then after that, he can make his first move to gain points.
I feel like you probably just sea move today, right? You're not going to get points by landing. Just sea move one more time.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
He has to make 5 movements in order to get it off.
If he lands right now, because he doesn't have wolf form right now. So if he lands, he would have to. Oh, if he doesn't have wolf form landing right now, it's a death sentence. Actually, there's no way he lands without wolf form, right? There's no way.
No. If he lands now, he's landing in 23.
Yeah.
Right. And then, I mean,
because eight's just asking to for the hunters to kill you.
Right, I think they probably just check 8 as a matter of course, and then if you're not at 8, they country ground you in Galway. You take a combined total of 8 damage, right? And then I suppose he's going to gain 3. Oh, he's not going to gain 3. Madrid didn't. He did get rid of that disgrace bill, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So and
Yes.
then you're at sea with 2 health.
Alright, so he's either North Sea or English Channel. Money Trail is played, so he can't just pop it off again.
True.
I'm going to guess North Sea.
Yeah, that's where I believe too.
I really like
Channel
the
would
English
be,
Channel wolf forming into Swansea. I really like that. But I don't know if it's good enough in this situation, given that he has to move 5 times to win.
Yeah, right now he's still got 0 influence. I feel like anywhere in England is just asking for trouble.
Yeah, if he got 1 bite off on it.
I mean, he could still get that 1 bite, but if he lands mainland, can he land mainland and live? I mean, if he lands mainland off the North Sea, right? Where's he gonna land? If he lands in, like, I don't know, Berlin, Leipzig, it's gonna be a while before he's like in any sort of safety at all, right?
Yeah.
And then consecrated ground comes out, and then he's gonna be forced to move into somebody.
Yeah.
I don't really like this. I know Dracula's made to the 4th week, which is good, but I feel like maybe he's going to get some influence points because he'll be able to move a little bit, but I think it's going to be really hard to move that many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
if
going to be rough.
If you got any points earlier, this would be different, but
Yeah, this is a rough spot to be in as Dracula.
Because we know there's an excellent weather out there, right? Didn't we see an excellent weather on Mina at some point?
Yeah. Mina had an excellent weather.
So there's at least 1 excellent weather, which means that they're going to be able to go on to England. If you land in England, they'll be able to get there faster than you would think.
yeah, supplying.
I mean, I think that's what you do, right? You're just letting them, because there's still the potential that he's an English Channel and he like lands in Nantes or something weird, right? I think Mina supplying in the Hop's fine, because if you get a proximity event, then you can find out whether he's in the English Channel. I don't believe there's too many of those used, right? We've seen 1 local rumors, I think, this game. 2 local rumors. Yeah. Okay, so there's an evil presences could be found, but no more local rumors.
Evil presence would tell him which sea he was in right now.
Perhaps why he put Godalming on the North Sea. Although I suppose if you have someone in English Channel and it doesn't reveal there, you'll know that he's in the North Sea. Knights supplying.
Sir got another night supply off.
Where are they night supplying? He already has contract. Maybe he's looking for the renewed vigor. He must not have a renewed vigor if he's night supplying like this, right? Because why else would he?
Renewed vigor, just any kind of event at this point to help him out.
Right, but he already has quote unquote the best event, contrary ground, and if he has what else is he night supplying for? Because the risk of night supplying is you give him things to let him get out of the situation, like a summon storms, for example.
Yeah. Well, summon storms would then mean he's hiding on England, and you know that you can just nuke him at that point.
Well, not if he's in Swansea. And if you can't get onto England for however long because you've summoned storms, that you can go Swansea, you can move to Liverpool, you can hide in Liverpool this whole time, you can't be consecrated ground. If they consecrated ground you before you move to Liverpool, then you just leave and chill in Ireland, safe from their consecrated grounds. Because they've already used it. I feel like Summon Storms would be really, really good here. The thing is, we know he doesn't have it, right? He has Enraged, which is not Summon Storms. But I don't like the opportunity to give him any more event cards like that. I mean, maybe he just drew the Renewed Vigor, and now that was the card he needed to now like solidify his position, because now he has a Renewed Vigor in his hand. And then in that case, gamble paid off. It worked really well. If he loses that gamble, it could go poorly. If he had lost it and he had given him a Dracula one.
Well, I definitely think Dracula's either going to C move to try and just waste time, or he's going to go for the wolf form.
I mean, he's got a land now, I think, right? He's got a land. The only moving now doesn't buy him do anything. It just puts him where he could have already been today, and then loses the health and lets the hunters supply more.
Yeah, that's why I said that was an unlikely option.
Yeah, he's probably
it is an option, but not a good
maybe
one.
He's not, but yeah. I mean, the super sick play. Oh no, that doesn't work actually. Nope, that was bad. Don't listen to me. I was gonna say something really dumb. Nope, not a sick play. That would be death.
What? You
It's like
think I've made all the good ideas today? Go ahead,
no, he'll
say the
put like
stupid
he
idea.
was like he'll move Irish Sea and then land in the pool normally, and then he'll. But no, that would just be consecrated ground instant kill. It's
Alright,
not
there's the
good.
wolf
You need the
form.
Irish Sea to be off the trail. Okay.
Yeah.
He's not going to
Alright.
lose this game without influence. He's probably going to get at least 6 or 9, even if they do catch him.
Continuing the layer up to just cycle a deck. Meaningless for Retoken.
Yeah. Kind of funny. Dracula last week is just like, aha, my rumors, which
Speedy
do
telegraph.
literally nothing.
Alright, he's
There
got
we go.
speedy telegraph.
Well, what for though? I wonder. I suppose if you're just going to supply with Van Helsing.
Hypnosis.
Oh, that
He
is a
did
good
go
thing
to
to do.
pretend. Yeah.
Okay, my money right now. He's in
35.
Swansea right now. He went English and he's Swansea. I think it's the only place he can go that he doesn't get insta killed here.
There's the excellent weather.
Mm-hmm.
30, go to 19, walk to 35.
There's no way he's in 35. 35 is an insta kill area.
Renewed vigor, sorry. I was thinking he renewed vigored as well.
Oh, no.
That's my bad.
Yeah, I don't think he has renewed vigor. I think he probably that's why he night supplied. Maybe is because he wanted to find it. I don't think he has a second one. I don't think he would have night supplied. Maybe it was an accidental night supply. But does Quincy make mistakes like that? I don't think he's quite as absent-minded as me. Oh, I suppose that makes it so he can go to England faster.
Surprising return.
Okay. And you find out that he's in Swansea, right? Or you Rufus? You find out he's in. You gotta check Swansea, right? He's gotta be there. If he's not in Swansea, he's a dead man.
He's not in Dublin. I don't know why he checked Dublin.
Theoretically, he could have gone
Irish Sea.
South Atlantic, North Atlantic, Irish Sea, landed in Dublin, but that seems really bad. But he could have wolf formed to Dublin from the Irish Sea, which is still really bad. I don't see why he would do that. Seems kind of bad.
Here comes the CG.
Seems. I guess he's gonna force him to move off of because he has feed and hide on the trust. So if he's gonna have to go to sea now. Oh, he's gonna have to go to sea, and then land in Ireland. Yeah.
Swansea.
Oh, he's not even leaving him the op. He's leaving him the option to move on land instead, to go to London instead of going to sea.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Oh, actually, wait. You can't. London is dead, so there's no way he goes to London because the English Channel's on the trail, so he can't go. If he goes to London, it's bad. So he probably has to go to sea now.
Yeah, he has to either go to the Irish Sea, which will lock him into going to Dublin.
He could theoretically land back on Liverpool, but I mean, it's not great.
He could. Not the best idea.
I'm not sure why he put the permanent token in Manchester. I feel like putting it in Ireland would have been better.
I think he was putting it there to see, like, did he actually go there? If he did, I win. Yeah, because
that's fair.
Because it flips Dracula's card the instant he put that down. As soon
That's
as he
true, I
sees Manchester,
suppose.
surround, checkmate penalty.
Well, I guess why don't you just like check Manchester with your surprising return instead, then, right? Instead of
Dublin.
Yeah, I feel like Dublin was definitely an odd choice there.
Yeah, he goes to sea. Okay.
Yep, so he's in Irish Sea.
It was kind of mentioned this earlier, right? So now he can land in Ireland free of the consecrated ground menace, right? Because he can just land. He can't get all the points he needs, though. He doesn't have enough.
Yeah, 3, 6, 9, and then I think he has to take the block penalty. Or wait, no, he can misdirect and walk back.
Oh, that's true. He can misdirect and walk back, or I think by that point he'll be able to go to sea again, the North Atlantic.
There's also hide.
Yeah, so he can get 9. He can get 9 plus misdirect, so he could theoretically get all 12 on Ireland if he wanted to. The problem is that Van Helsing. Yes, and there's going to be 2 hunters there in 2 days, right? He's not going to. He'll do whatever he wants. Maybe this is fine by Quincy, actually, right? Because in Quincy's mind, think about this, right? He can put everyone to sea today. Okay, he's not going to do that with Van Helsing. That's fine. You can put everybody else to sea today, right? Dracula has to go to, I believe, is it Galway, the one that's further west?
Yeah.
He's got to go to Galway, because if he doesn't go to Galway, he's screwed. And you can have 3 people there in 2
he's
days.
He's got to go to Dublin, then he's got to go Galway.
Or maybe he hides in Dublin, whatever, because he's going to have to go to Galway at some point.
Yeah. I'd say just go to Galway right away, misdirect for Dublin, then hide.
Well, because the problem is
go there anyway. You're not. There's no good answer to this situation.
Well, right. The way the timing works out is that he's going to land in Galway. Presumably, he's going to land in Galway today, and then you will either hide there or move, or land in Dublin today, and then hide there or move to Galway tomorrow. The day after that move, they can all land on Galway. Right? So if he doesn't move to Galway that day, he's then stuck in Dublin with no way to get off the landmass. If he is in Galway, he's going to be facing a 3v1.
Yeah, there aren't really good options for Dracula here.
If he has a fog, which he very possibly could.
It is very possible.
Yeah.
A fog could...
And they would also not have to have a forewarned. But, yeah. He was looking for a lot to go right there. But it's, I mean, Quincy's smart. If he has a forewarned, it's probably on Godalming. Because notably, Godalming used an excellent weather to move, and then somehow still has 3 event cards because someone gave him one. So I would guess he has a forewarned on him right now. Oh.
Landing in England.
I guess maybe he's worried about him landing in Liverpool. And then, he can't misdirect Swansea.
Yeah.
Wait, landing in Liverpool is just bad, isn't it? Am I misunderstanding this? If he landed in Liverpool...
He can't go east, he can't go south.
So why is he landing John Seward there? Does he want John Seward to trade an event or something with Van Helsing? I am confused.
He just put Helsing in
now Van Helsing's at the sea, so we can't trade him. What is going on, guy?
Maybe he's going to clear the...
Vampire Lair? Vampire Lair is possible.
That would buy time, but...
Well, if he thinks that Mina and Godalming can do it, right? Dracula's only going to be on, 6 HP, right? I mean, maybe you don't need 3 people. Maybe it's better to have someone on land that can do the Vampire Lair for the IDS.
We're at 9 points.
Yeah.
So misdirect and hide would win the game for him.
But if he's not in Galway right now.
He's got to fight
he is
first.
in Galway.
There's the fog.
Did he have a forewarned? Yes, he did.
Does.
Okay. Yeah. Quincy's smart. So the thing is, now it's a 2v1. Dracula really does have Enraged, but does he even play Enraged here?
Yeah.
Probably does. Yeah. JBPhlly is saying GG.
Yeah.
This is rough.
Yeah.
The way out, as far as I see it, is that you mesmerize Mina and you Fang. You kill Mina somehow during this fight, using Enrage to get through a bite where you normally wouldn't be able to. Maybe that's the way out.
I think that's the path to victory here for Dracula.
Yeah. Has to do a bite and has to take someone out.
Yeah.
There's Lucy's Revenge, so that's going to prevent a bite.
Against Godalming, notably. Against Godalming, not Mina. So he could still kill Mina through that, theoretically. I think now he definitely has to kill Mina.
Won.
How? How could Philly have won?
I don't know. Let's ask him after the game.
Does he have Unearthly Swiftness right now? That would maybe win it.
Hide was I assume cooldown. No, that wouldn't have helped you.
No, yeah, you could have hidden in. He's not listening. I was like,
and then fog, but then you just have to deal with the fact there's 2 hunters there anyway.
Well, right. If he hides in, like you just said, right? If he hides in Dublin and they land in Galway and he's not in Galway, he then has to feed or move on to them, right? And if he doesn't move on to them, they'll move on to you, right? And then you're kind of in the similar situation. Sure, you have now double the encounters you had before, and you have 3 extra health, so I suppose there are some benefits there. But the downside is in that case, Van Helsing also gets to land in Ireland at that point, so
There's the mesmerize.
Mhm.
There's a
good.
knife.
No, that is good for Dracula. You wanted to see the knife, and you wanted the mesmerize to land.
Yep.
Can Dracula just win now? Hold on. Dracula just wins now, doesn't he?
If
Oh, great
Dracula
strength.
Maybe.
Great strength.
if they don't have great strength and Dracula has fangs, Dracula wins now.
Mina has 6 items in her hand total. Forgot to check at the start of the fight.
Right, but you can essentially force through the fangs now, and if they don't have great strength, Mina dies. You get 4 points. You win the game instantly. If he has fangs, and if they don't have great strength.
I would like to assume they have great strength by now.
They still had 30 events left or something. It was not. The deck is not fully depleted.
Alright, well, let's see what he does.
I mean, if you got fangs, I
He's
think
got
you
the
go for it.
fangs.
Fangs.
Crucifix, Enrage.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, if this
He was
doesn't
gonna
work,
run away
oh, he had it.
Yep. There's the great strength.
yeah,
Does he get 1 point?
Mina will not receive the bite.
No. Mina leaves the fight. Actually, doesn't take 3 damage from Crucifix. Godalming dodge. Hold on.
What is going
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
This fight's not over yet.
He gets a point because he bit
I-
Mina, even though she lived.
JB takes back the GG.
Hold
This
on.
suddenly
If he
turns
just
around.
if he just lives, he can misdirect and move and win. Oh my god! But he can't leave. He can't escape the fight. That is the one bad thing.
he just
'Cause
has he plays the rage, so he can't escape now.
He's got to survive 4 rounds of combat. Godalming has 2 combat items in his hand.
And we haven't seen either of them yet. We know one of them has to be a heavenly host.
Yeah, we know
True.
Godalming has a host.
Yeah, no Agatha here is annoying because Dracula gains 2 health. That was big.
Claws.
Oh, I don't like Claws
There's
here
the
very
host.
much. The problem with Claws is you can't really kill Godalming in this situation because of his Lucy's Revenge, so dealing damage to him isn't super effective.
Well, it may also be just what he has in hand.
That's true. If he doesn't have anything in hand, and you play Claws on his turn, then maybe he's gonna punch or something. You know, Claws could have been good if he punched or did something else. Quincy, I hope you've been keeping track because he does not have to tell you that information.
I don't even know that anymore.
The answer is 10. He has 10 points. If he survives, he wins. Unless there's a vampire lair. Wait, can vampire lair only be played during the day, or can we play at night?
It can only be
Hold
played
on.
during day.
Okay, yeah. So then, yeah, if he gets out of this, he wins. Oh, JBPhlly's claiming he doesn't know. Okay, yeah, we can't.
Can't force him to
Tough.
speak.
Yeah, it did. It did show up on the screen when game went up to 10. It was a visible thing.
Right.
That's how I know for sure.
Alright, so
Alright.
as Dracula, go strength.
If you have cancels, you play cancels, right? I think
Yeah.
he just.
Strength, mesmerize.
If he lands 1 strength on Godalming's weapon, then he wins, right? Because there's no way Godalming can deal 3 damage with that weapon.
Yep.
JBPhlly, he deserves this win, though. That is, I did not realize he would get. I forgot he would get the point, even if the great strength. And then Mina is removed from the combat, and then Godalming dodging at that
Right,
turn was
he's
so
got the
good.
strength.
Did he play a web? He played punch.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, it's mixed bag. Mixed bag. Didn't take any damage, but he used strength. He still has 1 strength left, and he only has to drive 2 more combat. So theoretically, he mesmerizes today,
Yeah,
and then he just
mesmerize
strengths
would be the
tomorrow.
ideal.
He's fine.
Mesmerize strength would definitely guarantee the win at this point.
Oh my god. Dracula somehow wins. This is such a good game.
Yeah. It's not going to be a super high IDS victory, but it will be a victory.
Shows the strength of Enraged. Honestly, this is only possible because of Enraged. If Enraged didn't exist,
There's
we wouldn't have...
mesmerize.
Oh, it's
mesmerize
over.
the dodge.
It's over, though. He can't kill him now. Unless he has a second Heavenly Host, but I don't think he can because they were
No,
revealed to be on
here.
3 different people.
That's GG for Philly, it looks like.
Wow.
That was
Oh,
a turnaround.
The greed play as Dracula here is you Fang, and then hope that he didn't play anything that cancels Fang, so you get more health.
Yeah.
That's. But then if he plays a knife or something, then you obviously are at less health. If you then had play the strength or something else instead.
safe play is strength.
Yeah, safe play strength. But he won it. Look at him.
Dracula didn't hear no bell.
Yeah, us calling Hunter's OP.
Holy circle,
Wow.
he just runs.
Oh my God.
That's a game.
Yeah, because it's night. There's no vampire lair coming out today. Wow. Yeah,
That's the
that's
point he needed.
Enraged won him that game. Legitimately, Enraged all the work. Because I mean, without
Yeah,
Enraged, right? Maybe he doesn't
yeah,
fang Mina in that situation, but if Mina's still in that fight, there's no way he'll survive that
Yeah.
long.
yeah.
Rarely seen Enraged, but big impact.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, Dracula, go ahead and take your victory lap.
I mean, no victory lap. You sprint. You sprint that so fast. Go,
Um,
go, go.
he's gonna stop for the Guinness tonight.
Gotta put a rumor token on that encounter. Yeah. Oh, he
Alright.
doesn't have any left, probably. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, what a game.
What a game.
Crazy.
What a crazy game.
I wonder if Quincy didn't know he had Enrage. And that's why he played the knight first. What a game. Well, lovely pleasure to spectate and commentate with both of you.
Yes,
That was a game and a half.
this was a good game to watch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I said, not a high IDS victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, I think any victory, you take a victory at this point, right?
Yeah. Quincy's on the
Yeah.
back foot now. He's lost his first game. There's
He
still
won
5
against
games
Warcraft,
left,
didn't
but
he won against Warcraft, didn't he?
has
Didn't he win against
has
Warcraft? Wasn't that the funny, like, pistol, holy bullets? Wasn't that?
wasn't that game round 1?
Oh, maybe that was round 1. That was kind of early, I suppose. Yeah, okay.
We only just started round 2.
Yeah. Yeah, Warcraft is seeing along similar lines as us, right? Yeah. The hiding is not hiding was not a good plan.
No.
Or hiding in what's it called? Hiding in Dublin was not a good plan because then yeah, I mean I suppose technically maybe you get 3 more points that way because then you get an extra move. So if you think you're gonna lose for the IDS, I suppose you get 3 more points that way, but yeah, it's rough. I guess I suppose Quincy didn't have the second move because if he did, he definitely would have played it.
Once again, the low tier Dracula cards prove their worth.
Yeah.
Who says Enraged is low? Yeah, I kind of thought Enraged was not that good when I saw he had it. I was looking for like a Darkness Returns or something, and then Enraged actually, I mean, pulled it out.
Yeah. I feel like I do still feel like Enrage can be a double-edged sword because
Oh yeah,
yeah. It depends on how the fight goes, really.
I think there's times when playing it isn't very good because you are essentially cutting yourself off of escaping, and there's times when you want to escape. I think this is the situation where you don't really want to escape, or maybe he does want to escape, and in a 200 situation he can't escape. The Enrage lets him break the rules of the game to make it a one-on-one where it would have normally been a 2-on-1.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the game versus Spencer where versus Spencer where Enraged really cut him off.
Yeah. Like I said, Dracula cards are never weak.
Yeah, they're really strong cards. You just have to use them correctly.
Yeah, some of them are quite situational. Some of
And
them are
you
just
need
kind of
to
good
actually
all the time.
get them.
Right, I think he got it off a long night, didn't he? He got
Yep,
it off
Yep.
a
that
Van
was the
Helsing
only
move.
card off the long night he got.
Maybe we don't use Long Night enough, but I think we've seen here today why we have such a stigma against it. Because even if it's not giving Dracula a Dracula card, it's getting rid of a Hunter event, which could be a Renewed Vigor or a Consecrated Ground.
It could be, yeah. What a turnaround at the end there.
Yeah,
Right.
such a good game. Such a good game.
Alright, so any final thoughts?
Everyone should watch more for your Dracula games because you never know when one's going to be amazing like this one unless you watch them. So you should keep watching more
Yeah.
Mad King's videos. They're all good
Yeah.
games.
Yep. Also,
Well-
make sure you watch Quincy's game because he's done his own commentary on this very game, so we can hear what he thought during all this.
Ooh.
Yeah, be
I'll
sure
be
to
sure to
check
link that
that
in the
out.
description when it comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good tournament so far. Stage 2 starting off really strong.
Yeah.
Well, alright, I'm gonna cut the stream now. That took an hour 45. That was a decent paced game for going to week so deep into week 4.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna cut the stream now. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.